Have you ever stopped to think about what a child is capable of when they feel like they'll never be enough? Aemond Targaryen grew up in a shadow. Not just any shadow, the shadow of Rhaenyra's sons, who came with questionable blood but guarantees dragons. Meanwhile, he, the king's legitimate son, had nothing. No egg, no bond, just the invisible weight of being the forgotten one. And forgotten children do desperate things. On a cold night at Dragonstone, Aemond went down alone to the cave where Vhagar slept, the greatest living dragon, the widow of wars, a creature that had watched empires rise and burn, a monster no adult dared approach without trembling. He was what, 10 years old? What goes through a child's mind in that moment? Fear, certainly, but underneath the fear there was something stronger, that burning will to prove he existed, that he mattered, that he wasn't just another second-rate Targaryen waiting for scraps. Vhagar woke, roared, lunged with jaws that could have ended everything right there, and Aemond didn't run. He stood still, not out of calculated courage, out of a pure refusal to go back to being nobody. And the dragon felt that, felt the stubbornness, the fire, something that mirrored their very nature, and accepted. In a single night, Aemond Targaryen became the rider of the greatest dragon in the world. But here's the part nobody quite tells right. The next day, when he returned to the castle riding Vhagar, he wasn't celebrated, he was confronted. Rhaenyra's sons came at him, including Lucerys, and what started as children's fight turned into something far darker when a knife entered the scene. Jace and Luke struck first. Aemond took a blade to the face, lost his eye. And you know what he said afterward? Face already soaked in blood, being dragged away by the guards. I lost an eye, but I gained a dragon. That line isn't arrogance. It's the declaration of someone who did the math and decided the price was worth it. One eye for Vhagar, one wound for the greatest power Westeros had seen in decades. To Aemond, it wasn't a defeat, it was a transaction. And that's exactly where the character starts to become both fascinating and deeply unsettling. Because he'll carry that lost eye for the rest of his life. He'll place a sapphire in its socket. He'll wear that mark not as shame, but as a symbol, as a reminder, as a silent threat to anyone who looked at him and dared to doubt what he was capable of. Aemond didn't forget who did that to him. He never forgot. And when the dance of the dragons truly began, when sides were drawn and Targaryen blood started spilling within the family, that night at Dragonstone was still there, alive inside him, an entire childhood of being ignored, the eye torn away, the debt left open. All of it shaped the Aemond we came to know, cold, lethal, calculating, and carrying beneath it all a rage that never truly cooled. A child who only wanted to be seen ended up becoming the most dangerous thing in the war. And that's the question that just won't leave your mind. If Aemond had never lost his eye that night, would he have become a monster anyway?